Christianity, Islam and Judaism. What do these three religions all have in common? All three trace their origins back to one man named Abraham. This is Storytime with Josh, and today you get 3 stories for the price of 1. Out of all the people in the world, God chose a 75-year-old man. God said to Abram, "Leave this country and everything you know, and set off for the land that I'm going to show you. I will make your descendants into a great nation, and I will bless you. Your name will become well known, and you will bless others. I will bless everyone who blesses you, and I will curse everyone who curses you. And through you, I will bless the whole world." So Abram took his wife and his nephew Lot and all of their servants and flocks, and they set off. When they arrived at the great tree of the teacher, God appeared to Abram again and said, "I will give all these lands into your descendants' hands." Abram built an altar there to honor God. Have you ever seen people arguing over who gets the best food? Well, that's sort of what Abram and Lot's herdsmen were arguing about. "Move your master's cattle. My master's cattle need some of the grass. Your master's cattle have already eaten all the best grass. Go and find another paddock." When Abram heard about this, he said to Lot, "We're relatives. We don't want our people to be fighting with each other. Look at the whole land. How about one of us goes east and one of us goes west? You choose which one you'd prefer." Lot said, "The land to the east looks lush and beautiful. I'll go that way." But Lot didn't realize that the people who lived there were corrupt and wicked. After Lot had left, God said to Abram, "Look to the north and the south, the east and the west. I will give all these lands into your descendants' hands." Well, many years had passed, and Abram still hadn't had any children. One day, God said to Abram, "Don't be afraid. I'm going to protect you and reward you." Abram said, "Oh, mighty God, I appreciate it and all, but any reward you give me, well, it's going to go to my chief servant when I die." God said, "Your servant is not going to be your heir. You're going to have a son of your own. Here, come outside. Look at the stars. Count them if you can. That's how many descendants you're going to have." Abram said, "Oh, mighty God, may it happen just the way you've said." And God said, "I will give all these lands into your descendants' hands." Abram said, "Will you really?" And God said, "Fetch some animals and kill them. Cut them in half and arrange them for a covenant-swearing ceremony." In those days, if 2 people wanted to make a solemn promise, they would cut animals in half and arrange the halves with a path between them. Then the people would walk the path together to testify that if the covenant was broken, the price would be their blood. So Abram fetched some animals and killed them, and he cut them in half and arranged them for a covenant-swearing ceremony. When evening came, Abram fell into a deep sleep. And God said, "Your descendants are going to be strangers in a foreign land. They'll be oppressed and enslaved, but I will punish their slave drivers, and I will rescue your descendants and lead them into a land of their own." Then a smoking pot and a flaming torch appeared and passed along the blood path. And God said, "I will give all these lands into your descendants' hands." Did you learn anything new in that story? Do you have a favourite Bible story you'd like to hear me tell? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time with another Storytime with Josh.